Coming up on Look Today, we have updates on the Saratoga City Council meeting and its vote on the Commission's budget. I've got details. And Lake George officials are discussing whether to dissolve the village and merge with the town. More on that coming up. And Mayor Joanne Yupson discusses the importance of the current project to benefit the Code Blue shelter in Saratoga. I've got details. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm Jay Hood Jackson and this is Look Today. Well, on tonight's program, I sit down with Jamie DeLong. She's a volunteer representative from the Fresh Air Fund, and we're joined by her daughter, Kylie Potter, and Janice Wilson, who visits the family every summer. And we talk about the Fresh Air Fund. And I also sit down with Kristen Hislop. She's the co-director for the Freihofer's Run for Women, and we're joined by Jen Casey. She's a lead mentor for the run, and they're here to talk about this great cause and how you can get involved. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, the Saratoga City Council met last night to vote on two components of the budget for the commission review process. Now, the council voted 5-0 in favor to cover the costs of the administrative services for the commission. However, the council voted 3-2 against funding the special election, which is scheduled for May 30th. Well, the opponents raised the point that voter turnout is generally very small for a special election, and therefore the expense would not be justified. Now, we were at the meeting where Commissioner Skip Scirocco spoke.
There's no way, that I can support anything like that, again, because I just can't support it because, in my opinion, and I know it's been said, in the papers and by other people, that it's voter suppression, and I can't do it. I can't support it.
Now, as you know, we've been in contact with the chair of the Charter Commission, Bob Turner. Now, we spoke to him about what this vote means for the review process.
Well, the commission is going to keep working on the charter. We've been at it for almost 10 months now, and we're looking to be finishing up in the next week or so and providing information on how it can save the taxpayers of Saratoga Springs significant savings, as well as continuing to follow the state law regarding the special election.
As you know, this is a very complicated issue with a lot of voices on both sides. If you want to see my interview with Joe Dalton, please go to our website, looktvonline.com. And as I mentioned yesterday, Mike Lenz, the host of Beyond the Headlines, reached out to Joe Dalton to give him equal time and allow him to come on as a guest on Beyond the Headlines. And remember, you can watch the full council meeting right here on Look TV and also on looktvonline.com. In other news, well, the Lake George Village Board will meet tonight to discuss whether the village of Lake George will be dissolved. Now, this would mean the village would merge with the town of Lake George. Now, if this were to happen, it wouldn't actually mean too much of a change. However, the town of Lake George and taxpayers would save money. Now, we're going to talk to Bob Blaze, the mayor of Lake George, and we'll have updates on this tomorrow. Switching from news to weather, well, today saw beautiful weather, very spring-like, with temperatures in the high 50s. Let's see how the rest of the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast.
Thank you, Jesse. Right now, as we jump into our first look forecast, we are still watching for more mild temperatures on the way, despite the fact that we're seeing a low and a couple cold fronts still hanging out across the lakes region tonight. We'll still be watching for the back edge of this system to really allow the blast of some cooler air to move back in. And that might even hold off until we head into next week. Some more mild temperatures tonight. That's a good thing. We're seeing 40 in Albany, 45 Scranton, Pennsylvania, 39 in New York City. Temperatures a little bit cooler to our north, but not too bad here. Still chilly, that's for sure, but we'll be well out of the teens and 20s with a low of 38 degrees. We'll see mostly cloudy skies. Some fog likely by morning, a weak south wind to keep us above freezing for the overnight hours and should allow us to see highs about 58 to 60 degrees. Overcast skies. The front starts to push our way That could bring us some patchy showers by later on in the afternoon. But at least to start off, we'll start dry, so don't need your umbrella for that commute out, but temperatures still cool, 36 to 39. We'll still see some foggier conditions out there, so give yourself an extra few minutes, in particular if you know an extra foggy spot. And we'll see those chances of showers hanging around with us pretty steadily through Saturday. Temperatures still in the 50s all the way through Friday and Saturday, but then we finally start to see the cool down return. Temperatures hitting about 37 for the high on Sunday. Monday's high 38 with mostly sunny skies. Well, that's it from the Weather Center. Now let's get back to you, Jesse.
Thanks, Brant. Wow, this weather's nuts. All right, back to the news. Continuing our coverage on the Code Blue Shelter project in Saratoga. We spoke to Mayor Joanne Yepsen about the history of the services. Now, originally, started in 2013, the shelter began as a nonprofit organization with collaboration of many faith-based groups. Now, since then, the shelter has expanded its services, including the construction of a new 2-story building that will become its permanent home. Well, we spoke to the mayor about this.
What happened next was Shelters of Saratoga offered to take this legally and financially under their wing. For a while, we were just operating with a coalition of nonprofit organizations. However, people wanted to make donations. I have never seen such a wide variety of people wanting to help make a program successful as Code Blue.
Wow. Up next, I sit down with Jamie DeLong. She's a volunteer representative from the Fresh Air Fund. We're joined by her daughter, Kylie Potter, and Janice Wilson, who visits the family every summer. And as you'll find out, even in the winter. Plus, I also sit down with Kristen Hislop. She's a co-director for Freihoffer's Run for Women, joined by Jen Casey. She's a lead mentor for the run and the challenge, and they're here to talk about this great cause and how you can get involved. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Then give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. We're running tight on time tonight, but I do have one lookout that I have to mention to you. You know, it sort of goes without saying that we happen to be living in a time where people are becoming less tolerant of each other and more divisive, you could say. And that Fresh Air Fund interview I did today, the two girls, Kylie and Janice, you just can't believe the friendship that the two of them are forming. They come from completely different backgrounds, and because of the Fresh Air Fund, they're forming a bond that's going to be with them for the rest of their lives. I think we could all take a lesson. Tonight on Look TV. Queensbury Town, no it's not. It's a Saratoga City Council meeting. The teleprompter's messing up, but I'm going to keep going. Tonight is not Queensbury. Tonight is a Saratoga City Council meeting. You don't want to miss it. And tune in tomorrow night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.